What if your Radeon GPU could generate up to 8 frames for every 1 frame it renders? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, that's exactly what has everyone talking after hidden settings were discovered inside AMD's latest graphics driver. Now, before you get too excited, nothing is working yet, but these findings give us a pretty interesting look at what AMD could be building behind the scenes. Let's break down what was found, why it matters, and whether this could be AMD's biggest FSR upgrade yet. So here's what happened. A screenshot shared on the ChipHell forums revealed something interesting inside AMD's latest Adrenalin Edition 26.6.2 driver. These weren't settings you could normally access through AMD's software. Instead, they were discovered using Radeon Tuner, an open-source utility that exposes hidden driver options. Among those hidden options was something called multi-frame generation ratio, with values ranging all the way from 1 times to 8 times. Alongside that, there were also new override options for FSR Ray regeneration denoiser and FSR neural radiance caching. Seeing all 3 features appear together immediately caught people's attention, because they're exactly the kinds of technologies expected in AMD's next generation of FSR. If AMD eventually supports an 8 times mode, the numbers could look pretty impressive. Imagine your game is naturally running at around 60 frames per second. In theory, an 8 times multi-frame generation system could increase the displayed frame rate to around 480 frames per second. Now, that's only a theoretical example. Real-world performance depends on many factors like latency, game support, GPU power, and image quality. It doesn't mean every game will suddenly run at 480 FPS. Still, if AMD can make this work properly, it would go beyond what NVIDIA currently offers with multi-frame generation on the RTX 50 series, where the maximum generated frame ratio is lower. So naturally, people started wondering if AMD was preparing something much bigger than expected. Here's the important part. These hidden settings don't actually work. The developer behind Radeon Tuner responded on GitHub after the discovery and explained that AMD often includes the names of future driver options months before the actual feature is ready. In other words, these settings are basically placeholders. That means the 8x option doesn't confirm AMD will release an 8x multi-frame generation feature. It's simply there for testing, and AMD could change it, reduce it, or even remove it before launch. So while it's definitely exciting to see these hidden options, it's far from an official announcement. For now, this should be viewed as a glimpse into AMD's ongoing development rather than a confirmed feature. Now here's where things get even more interesting. During Microsoft's recent presentation for its upcoming Xbox platform, currently codenamed Project Helix, the company officially introduced something called FSR Diamond, which was previously known as FSR Next. Instead of being just another upscaling technology, FSR Diamond is designed as a complete AI-powered rendering suite. According to Microsoft, it combines machine learning upscaling, ray regeneration, and multi-frame generation into one package. AMD's graphics chief, Jack Heen, later confirmed that this technology is the result of several years of engineering collaboration between AMD and Microsoft. Now, AMD hasn't said these hidden Radeon driver settings are directly connected to FSR Diamond, but it's hard to ignore the similarities. The same technologies mentioned during Microsoft's presentation, multi-frame generation, ray regeneration, and neural radiance features are the same types of options now appearing inside AMD's latest drivers. That doesn't prove they're connected, but it certainly suggests AMD is preparing the software foundation for its next generation of graphics technologies. Right now, there's no official announcement, no release date, and no confirmation that Radeon users will actually get an 8 times multi-frame generation mode. But this discovery does show that AMD is actively working on much more advanced AI rendering features than what we have today. Whether the final version ends up supporting 4 times, 8 times, or something completely different, it's clear AMD isn't standing still in the race for smoother gameplay and smarter rendering. The next few driver updates and official announcements will probably tell us much more. Until then, this is one of the more interesting Radeon leaks we've seen in quite a while, and definitely one worth keeping an eye on.